Not only does he tell us about unrighteousness, ungodliness, he says here that secondly, he teaches us to live soberly. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, sober up. Now, this soberly has nothing to do with your choice of beverage. You see, the problem, well, no, I'll go there another day. But it has nothing to do with your choice of beverage. He says, I want you to be sober, which means I need for you to have self-control. Come on. Yeah. You see, you can't have self-control if you're not thinking clearly. Come on. Well, what are you talking about, Pastor? What are you talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you're going to say no, you got to have a clear mind. Well, what are you saying? Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. You looking and you thinking no, but you saying yeah. That's when you're not sober. Am I talking to somebody? It's in arm reach. I wish I had somebody, or it appears to be, but it's really not. And your arms get longer because your mind is saying one thing, but your body's saying another. Am I talking to somebody here? You really don't want to do it. You really have determined in your life you ain't gonna do it. But every time Paul says, I would do right. Am I talking to somebody here? He said, maybe I'm the only one that mess up. Maybe I'm the only one that make a mistake. Maybe I'm the only one in here that struggle. But is there anybody else in here that struggles sometimes? Anybody else in here got some shortcomings? Sometimes you said no in your mind and your spirit, but all the time you reach it. And before you know it, here we are. One more time. And what happens is problem number one piggybacks on problem number two. Desire number one piggybacks on desire number two. You see, you can't do one thing and leave the other two alone. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Somebody can drink and not smoke. Can smoke and not drink. Somebody can have a woman on the side, a man on the side, and not smoke and not drink. But then the others got to have all three. If I drink, I need me a joint. If I get me a joint, I got to have me one. Can I get real in here? But I need to tell you that flesh will draw you to a place in life that life will overtake you and the flesh will overshadow you. If you deny one, God will give you the power to deny them all. If you deny the alcohol, you can deny the marijuana or the crack cocaine. If you deny the other, you can deny the thing that caused you to leave your house over in the midnight hour. God got a way, but you gotta say to it, get out of here and don't return. See, sometimes we put things out, but we don't evict them. You see, when you put stuff out, it's temporary. Right. Get out of my house means you still got a key. But when I evict you, you lose all rights to entry. And I need to tell somebody right here, right along in here, that there's some stuff in your life that you need to evict. There's some people in your life you need to evict. There's some stuff that you need to take. When you get back home, you need to take the key off of their key ring and tell them no more do you have or allowed entry. And I don't care if they paid for the house. God gave it to you. You gotta tell them no longer do you have entry in here. The reason why some of us can't be delivered is because we refuse to be delivered from some things and some folk. And our allegiance and our loyalty becomes connected to things and not Him. I stay because I'm comfortable, but I'm miserable. Don't miss that. I stay because the light bill is paid, but I'm living in the dark. I stay because the rent is paid, the mortgage is paid.
Have mercy, Lord.
But I'm living outdoors.
I hear you, Pastor. We hear you.
In my spirit.
Yeah.
I stay because they buy me whatever I ask for.
Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy.
But it seems as though the purchases aren't enough.
Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy.
I stay because I'm waiting on my children to get grown.
Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy, Lord. Speak, Holy Ghost.
And now they got you.
Speak, Lord.
And you still there. I stay because a man is hard to find.
Speak, Lord.
A woman, hard to find.
Preach, preach.
I stay because I've been in it this long. So I might as well tough it out. The rest, I stay.
You're talking to somebody, Lord.
Because I just don't feel comfortable doing anything else, even though I'm very uncomfortable doing what I'm doing. So I stay.
Have mercy, Lord.
But He helps us to understand if we live soberly, things don't matter. Stuff don't matter. How long I've been in it don't matter. As a matter of fact, I just got mad when I thought about how long I've been putting up with your no good behind. I wish I could say what I really wanted to say. But I just thought about I've been trapped in this trap all of these years. As a matter of fact, I don't need to whoop you, but I need to whoop me. That I've been putting up with this, all of this. I wish I had somebody, but I messed around and got sober. Is there anybody here that messed around and got sober? Is there anybody here that messed around and came to your right mind? But I need to tell you, when you come to your right mind, you may not have all the stuff you had in that drunken marriage, but thank be to God, you've been delivered and God has put you on a brand new street. He says soberly. It's controlling.
My goodness.
Those things that control you. Soberly is controlling your desire for sex and using it for marriage. Soberly is controlling your desire for food and using it for health.
That's good, Pastor.
Being sober,
that's good, Pastor.
It is controlling the desire of material things and using it to meet the needs of those who are less fortunate.
That's good.
If you think soberly, you're not thinking about yourself, but you're thinking about somebody else. Anytime you catch individuals that's always thinking about themselves, it's because they're not living soberly. They're living on things, and things can make you messed up. Things can separate you. Things can hinder you. Things will overtake you. But if you overtake stuff you got. If you let the stuff you got control you instead of you controlling it, ain't nothing wrong with having some nice things. Thank be to God. As children of God, we ought to have some nice things, but we got to control them and don't let them control us. Am I talking to somebody? House. You got to talk to that stuff. I don't care if your neighbor thinks you crazy. Sometimes I go out in my yard. I don't care who's out there. House. You belong to me. I don't belong to you. And I'll get rid of you anytime I get ready to get rid of you. Because you belong to me. I don't belong to you. Otherwise, it becomes your God. Whatever. Listen. That causes you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To spend the most of your time, money, and energy has become your God. If you got to work yourself to death to keep what you got, you living life unsober. It has started now to control you. I don't care if I got to build a room on the church and sleep in it to have a peace of mind. You better hear me. To have money in my pocket, to be able to go and do like I want to do in the will of God. I'm willing to do that because stuff don't control me. But I control it because I serve a God who's got a whole lot of more. Can I talk to somebody? The God we serve hasn't run out of stuff. As a matter of fact, he done run out of folk in his wheel to give some stuff to. God got a whole lot of stuff. He just needs some folk in his wheel that he can give it to. Anybody here know that God waiting to give you some stuff? You just got to get in his wheel and out of his way.
You're right, Pastor. You're right. You're right. You're right.
He says righteously. But then last of all, grace teaches us to live godly. To be like God.
Come on, breathe, Pastor, breathe.
Like him.
My goodness.
Alpha and Omega. He's the beginning and he is the end. He is from everlasting to everlasting. He meets himself going and he meets himself coming. He's omniscient. He is.
I like that.
Present. He is all-knowing. He is everywhere at the same time because he is God. He's God. He's the one who has written the inerrant word. He is the one